Campaigns are all about big moments, and I think we were served up one last night when Trump appeared at the Univision Town Hall and was asked a question from a 56-year-old construction worker.
I am a Republican, no longer registered though. I want to give you the opportunity to try to win back my vote. Okay. Your, let say, action and maybe inaction during your presidency and the last few years, sort of, was a little disturbing to me. What happened during January 6th, and the fact that, you waited so long to take action while your supporters were attacking the Capitol. Coronavirus, I thought the public was misled during coronavirus, and that many more lives could have been saved if we would have been informed better. And also people in your administration who don't support you. I'm curious how people so close to you and your administration no longer want to support you, so why would I want to support you? If you would answer these questions for me, I would really appreciate it and give you the opportunity. There's, your own vice president doesn't want to support you now.
Thank you, Ramiro.
So the people that don't support a very small portion. We have a tremendous, about 97% of the people in the administration support me. But because it's me, somebody doesn't support, they get a little publicity. The vice president, I disagree with him on what he did. I totally disagreed with him on what he did. Very importantly, you had hundreds of thousands of people come to Washington. They didn't come because of me. They came because of the election. They thought the election was a rigged election, and that's why they came. Some of those people went down to the Capitol. I said peacefully and patriotically, nothing done wrong at all, nothing done wrong. And action was taken, strong action. Ashley Babbitt was killed. Nobody was killed. There were no guns down there. We didn't have guns. The others had guns, but we didn't have guns. And when I say we, these are people that walked down. This was a tiny percentage of the overall, which nobody sees and nobody shows. But that was a day of love from the standpoint of the millions. It's like hundreds of thousands. It could have been the largest group I've ever spoken before. They asked me to speak. I went and I spoke, and I used the term peacefully and patriotically. If you look at the Democrats, what they say, you look at Maxine Waters, and you look at Hillary Clinton, and you look at what they say, and they don't put that on. They only put Republicans on. But they couldn't get me because of the fact that I said everything's got to be peaceful and patriotic. And we'll see how it all works out. But I think that we're right now in another election. All I want is honest elections. I'm willing to take any chance. I want honest elections.
So this feels like a big moment, in part because you could tell that this guy who had voted for Trump previously is not satisfied with Trump's answers. I think in part because Trump said he disagreed with what Pence did, but didn't really specify with what he disagreed with Pence on. Presumably he disagreed with the certification of the election results, which doesn't seem like the kind of thing that this voter was looking to hear. Trump used words like peacefully and patriotically, and nothing went wrong. He minimized what happened on January 6th, which, to remind you, 140 plus officers were assaulted, 6 people died, 1 was shot by police, 1 by drug overdose, 3 by natural causes as they were reported, and 1 was killed by the rioters. 4 of the responding police officers died by suicide within 7 months, and Trump has promised pardons for people involved in January 6th. So obviously this is concerning this gentleman, and Trump also talks about, he tries to assuage this guy's concerns about people like Mike Pence, who don't seem to be supporting Trump this time around. Trump quotes some statistics that I think appear to be made up out of whole cloth. What we do know about Trump's cabinet is that 18 of the 44 people who have served in Trump's cabinet at any point have not publicly endorsed as of this recording. It's unclear how many of them may be supporting behind the scenes, but some of them have been quite critical publicly and said they won't vote for him. People like Mike Pence, who is his vice president, John Bolton, who is his national security advisor, Mark Esper, who is the Secretary of Defense. And then there's a whole bunch of people who've been blistering in some of their criticism. Rex Tillerson, the former Secretary of State, John Kelly, the former Chief of Staff, Jim Mattis, the former Secretary of Defense, H.R. McMaster, the former National Security Advisor, Dan Coates, the former Director of National Intelligence. This seems to be bothering this guy. And that's something I've heard from some of the sort of, Republican-leaning independents in my life who haven't quite gotten there on Trump. They're looking for Trump to show some contrition, to show some growth. And I think this clip is ricocheting through the internet because it's a perfect example of Trump thinking he doesn't need to show any of that contrition. He doesn't need to moderate on this issue that seems to be important for a lot of voters. I think if Trump winds up losing in a couple of weeks, it'll be because of moments like this.